Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be giving you tips to get better at MM2 on mobile. Anyways, let's get started. One thing I like to do is that before I get my role, I start walking towards the open area of the map if there is one, so that I can get away from close spaces faster, which makes it harder to kill me. This is probably a tip you hear a lot, but you definitely want to stay away from everyone because you never know who the murderer is. What I like to do is stand still and observe everyone. I like to find a good place from where I can see everything that is happening. This is a good place in Millbase. After you hear a murderer stab and you see that no one is dead outside, you can understand that the murderer is inside and the people around you are not the murderer, so anyone coming from inside can be the murderer, so it's best to stay away from them. After the murderer comes outside, I like to go inside and collect coins, as this helps me stay alive for longer and gives me XP, as having a full bag gives XP. After you're done collecting coins, you can go back outside, as everyone is most likely dead and the murderer will go inside to find the rest of the people. This is your chance to get the gun and shoot the murderer, but don't wall camp for an easy shot. Even if you die at this stage, you already have a lot of XP and a full bag of coins, so it's okay. Here is a sped up video for an example. Another thing that is important is to know some jukes and shortcuts. One juke is to jump over the knife when the knife is being thrown. Here is an example. For sheriff, most of the tips remain the same as they were for innocent. To stay away from others and to observe. Other than that, you should notice things such as the likeliness of someone being murderer. Like if someone was murderer last round, it's unlikely they are the murderer in the present round. You can also figure out who is suspicious by their movement. Another thing to keep in mind is to hear where the stab is. Suppose the stab was on the left, the murderer will come out from the left, so anyone coming from that direction is likely to be the murderer. It's also very important to predict the murderer's movements. Also, if someone is spam jumping, aim for the head, and when they jump, tap that space. Also, a lot of people like to use shift lock when they are the sheriff. Murderer, I prefer not to do that since I find it easier to aim without it, but you can try both and decide which one suits you best. My next tip is not to shoot randomly. Think before you shoot, as if you are shooting randomly, it will be easier for the murderer to find you and kill you. Also, what I like to do is equip my gun when the murderer lets their guard down and thinks I'm innocent. Here is an example. For murderer and sheriff, I recommend using headphones, as it makes it easier for you to guess where the murderer, sheriff is. Being murderer requires you to use the correct perk for each map. For big maps, you can use sprint or haste to get to players faster, or X-ray to find people faster. The best perks, in my opinion, are sprint and haste, as they work well in all the maps. Haste is better for smaller maps, such as hospital, bank, office, while sprint is better in maps like house 2, mansion, workplace, and other big maps. I prefer to use these perks most of the time, but it's up to you to choose which one works. best for you. When running behind players, throw a knife if they are far. If they are near, it's easier to just stab, but throwing gives more XP. Also, don't run in a straight line or spam jump. It is very easy for the sheriff to shoot you that way. Try to trick the sheriff by going in different directions. Also, don't change effects while standing still, as players can make out that you are the murderer. While voting for a map, keep in mind if your chance to be murderer is high or not, and vote for a map that is easy to kill players in. I personally prefer mansion and workplace. And don't use an effective. You don't feel confident, as it makes it easier for the sheriff to figure out who the murderer is. Don't be hesitant to kill, and start from the players near you and kill the hiders last out if you don't have Zray. You can use an alt account to find the hiders if you don't have enough coins for Zray. Also, don't camp the gun. It wastes the time and you won't be able to kill all the players, as there are people hiding. For hero wins, it's very, very important not to rush. Many people rush and then die to the murderer. If the murderer is camping and no one is going near them to get the gun, they will leave to find the hiders. That's when you go to get the gun. My main tip for hero is not to rush, and the other aiming tips is in the sheriff part of the video. This is my final tip of the video for all the roles. You won't be able to master all of these tips in one day. It takes time and effort to achieve this. As long as you put in the effort, you will see improvements in your gameplay. Anyways, I hope these tips have helped you in some way or the other. I love you always and see you in the next one. XOXO.